It beats the slimy stuff that they had at school cafeterias or even the restaurant cafeterias.
I never liked Brussels sprouts until I had them roasted.
There, I didn't pay him to say that, people. Hey y'all, I'm Miss Katie. Welcome to Heritage Ways. Today I want to talk to you about Brussels sprouts. Now wait, stop, hold it, don't hit the next button to go somewhere else. Listen y'all, I really want y'all to give these Brussels sprouts a chance. I am bearing a banner. I'm waving a banner right now that says give Brussels sprouts a chance. Brussels sprouts, it's time for Brussels sprouts. Give them another chance. Brussels sprouts, rights for Brussels sprouts. Because listen, y'all, yes, the slimy, funky things that you get in school cafeterias that they dip out of the water, no offense to school cafeterias, because I got friends who work there. My mama used to work in a school cafeteria. I love some school cafeteria food, but the Brussels sprouts, when I was growing up in the school cafeteria, no. A few years back, I learned that you could roast Brussels sprouts, and the right way to do that, the delicious way to do that. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's just at least give it a chance, because there is a daylight and dark difference between those boiled Brussels sprouts and good old roasted Brussels sprouts. So let's give it a chance. Well, welcome to my kitchen. This is Heritage House, and I am Miss Katie. You have found me here at Heritage Ways YouTube, but we're also at, we have a website, heritageways.com. That's where I have a lot of menus, some recipes, but a lot of menu ideas. We have all kinds of pages of content at heritageways.com. I'm sure you could fill an evening easily just perusing our website. We're also at platforms like Patreon and Pinterest, so check us out at those places as well. All right, today, just for our purposes, I have picked up 2 packages of Brussels sprouts. You can get them loose in the grocery store, but our grocery store is a small village one and they don't have them loose. But if you have a bigger grocery store, you might can do that. These looked pretty good to me. Sometimes in the package, you get things that are brown and pretty bad looking, but these looked pretty good. So I bought these for today. So you may hear 2 of our boys. We have 6 children, 3 still living at home. If you're new to us, I'll tell you that. The 3 youngest are adopted, John Boy, Little Miss Homemaker, and Little Music Man. So you might have seen those on some of the older content, the videos, if you've been watching that. They're right under me playing and laughing, so you might hear them playing and laughing a little bit today. I'm so glad that they're happy and joyful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these to the sink, and I'm just going to rinse them off. And then I'll come back over here to my working table and show you how I prepare these in an easy way. Now, I want to mention, if you do have my newest cookbook, I'm going to do something a little different from what I describe in the cookbook. And I'll point that out in a minute. So I just say that just so I don't confuse somebody. All right, I'm going to rinse these off and bring them back over here. All right, if y'all want to step in closer, I'll show you how I prepare these. All right, now I have different sizes in my bowl here. Some are quite large. If you've never grown Brussels sprouts, I think you should. They are so fun to grow. We've grown them once before. They're just a unique vegetable to harvest because of the way they grow up the stalk. But you will know if you've grown them that there are bigger ones at the bottom, and they get smaller as they go up the stalk. Or I think I have that backwards. They get smaller as they go down. Anyway. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting off the bottom portion there that's a little dried out. And with that is going to come a couple of leaves. That's okay. It's going to go to our compost pile. These don't look like they have any wormholes, which almost frightens me because that makes me think that pesticides were used. Oh dear. Well, you know, here's my philosophy. you do the best you can. You buy organic when you can, or when you can find it, or when you can grow it, or when you can afford it. You know, you do the best you can and you don't beat yourself up. Mr. Patient's good at reminding me about that as well. There are different sizes in these packages. So, you know, you see you've got the small and then the larger. So what you can do, and you don't have to, but what you can do is cut them clear down the middle, exactly down the middle, in half. I need to get another bowl to fulfill my purposes here. All right, this bowl looks like overkill, but what I'm doing is I'm gonna throw them in here. I'm gonna go ahead and half them, most of them, or maybe even all of them. But I want you to know that you do not have to do that. You can leave them whole like this. Now, let me go ahead and say, I'll just say it while I'm cutting. I'm going to cut exactly down the middle so you don't have it to fall apart. But let me go ahead and say, in my cookbook, it does talk about parboiling them and the carrots when you're roasting Brussels sprouts and carrots. That is still true. I haven't changed my mind about that, but there are two ways to do it. You can parboil them, or you can just roast them without parboiling them. Parboiling means partially boiling. So you can do either one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish preparing these like you've seen me do. There, my oven's ready, set at 400. And quite honestly, in my opinion, it almost comes out the same taste and flavor as if you were to parboil them or not. Maybe the only difference is it would shorten the cooking time. But, you know, that's okay. In the wintertime, obviously we don't mind using the oven so much because it actually helps heat the house. If you've seen my cooking shows from the summer, you'll know how much it heats the house and how hot it gets in here to where I can't even think when I'm making videos because it's so hot in the kitchen. Alright, so I'm going to finish doing this. I will end up with a bowl of halved Brussels sprouts, and then I will throw the waste in the compost. And these leaves that get fallen into the bowl, I love those. Those are just crunchies. By the time it's done, they are crunchies, crunchy munchies. Alright, they are halved, and because you and I know there's more than one way to do things, there's more than one way to cook a certain food. What I'm going to do today is to use a little butter and a little spray olive oil. Actually, no, this is grapeseed oil in here. So I'm going to do that. There are a couple other ways to do it, but the end result is going to be very similar. I also like to use Celtic sea salt. So I'm going to do that first while my hands are dry. Just put it in there. You can also sprinkle it on top on the pan if you want. You've got Redmond's real salt as well that could be used. So what I'm going to do is just spray, because I've got this new sprayer. I've got this new sprayer from Lehman's the other day, from where we went to see our friends Doug and Stacy. And I just wanted to use it, and it works well. Kind of uses less oil, so that's good. Then I have some hot butter. I'm actually not going to use that with my hands, so let's get this utensil. Now, butter has a lower smoking point, meaning it can burn easier. So I'm not going to use a whole lot, but at the same time, I do like that crunchiness on my Brussels sprouts, caused by the roasting and the high temp. So right now I'm just tossing them with that salt, that butter, that spray oil, rapeseed oil. Got a piece of parchment on my cookie sheet. I love parchment. Now I do reuse it if it's reusable. I did that before, you know, things got as tight as they are out there in the consumer world. As hard as it is to save $1. Alright, now see what I've done? Look at that. In my cookbook, I tell you how I do it with the carrots, but that's not what we're doing today. There you go, y'all. Get some of that salt and get it on there. I'm going to put it in a 400-degree oven and pull it out when it's good and roasted. I'm actually going to put it on the bottom rack. We'll set the timer on 25 minutes for starters. Okay, they've roasted for 20 minutes, and I'm taking them out to kind of stir them around, maybe even turn them over. But I want you to know that you don't really have to do that. I try to teach people when I'm teaching cooking that you don't have to worry about so many rules when you're cooking. And this is true with these. You know, you can turn them or you can not turn them, quite honestly. I've done both. Alright, I'm going to put them in for 20 more minutes just because I like them really crispy. That's my personal preference. There's one that I didn't cut in half. But let me see how tender they are now. Just so we'll know, 420 minutes. Okay, they kind of had a little bit of a crunch, but, you know, I like them. My personal preference is kind of crispy on the outside. I think that's the most delicious way to eat them. I'm still going to eat that here in a minute, but I'm going to put these back in, oh, we'll say 15 minutes. And I'm going to put them on the top, the upper rack, not the lower one. All right, now keep in mind, I like mine extra toasted, but you don't have to have yours like this. I think they look delicious. I have had them in a restaurant that looked this toasted. Oh my, yum! Obviously I'm not going to taste it right now. But these would be beautiful on a plate, serving plate for the holidays. This is not a serving platter, but let's put some on here and, oh, look at that. I think they're beautiful. Even our children eat these. Our children are not allowed to be picky. I've said that in other videos. However, we make allowances for things they absolutely, positively cannot put in their mouths. We allow them 3 things that we do not make them try or eat or be thankful for or anything. So each one of them has their own 3 things, and it has worked out well for us. No problem. Okay. My favorite part about this little dish is the crunchies that are left behind. That's my favorite. Even the crunchies are buttery and salty. Oh my goodness, I just thought this could be a weird replacement for popcorn if you couldn't have the carbs. I know it would be weird, but still. The crunchies. Very good. This is very, very good, y'all. So I hope you will try roasted Brussels sprouts. In my opinion, the best way to eat them, the only way to eat them, is roasted. I hope you'll try it. And I saw Mr. Patient pull in. Wonder if we can get him to try some. I know you just walked in the door, Mr. Patient, but we want to know what you think about these roasted Brussels sprouts with butter and salt. Come over here and I'll raise the camera. I'll raise the roof for Mr. Patient. All right. Now, I was saying to him, well, wait a minute. We've got a couple new people. Tell them who you are.
I'm Mr. Patient.
Yes, he is Mr. Patient. All right. Now, just got in from work.
Baby cabbages.
He does not work at the... No, let me... the George Washington Jefferson National Forest. He does not work there, but he did for a month.
I wouldn't mind working there though.
He did for a month back when we RV'd. So if you're new to us, you'll have to go back a couple years to check out all that content. You want to try those? I think they're great.
Okay.
Like I said, the buttery, the salt. Excuse me. I was telling them it beats the. I'm coughing. Never mind. My water. I'll find it. It's okay. It beats the slimy stuff that they had at school cafeterias or even the restaurant cafeterias.
I never liked Brussels sprouts until I had them roasted.
There, I didn't pay him to say that, people.
But roasted, like she said, they're not all slimy. Plus, you sprinkle salt on them, and
I like the crunchies.
And it's really good. It's really good. I like them this way. This, in my opinion, this is the only way to cook Brussels sprouts.
I didn't pay him to say that either. Good answers, Mr. Patient. You didn't even read a script, did you? Oh, he's talking. I mean, eating. He can't talk with food in his mouth. We'll wave goodbye. See y'all next time. Count your blessings. Bye-bye. I like the leaves.